In this video clip, we'll be discussing cultural imperialism. Please read the case study on page 131. This section talks about how we need to consider the power that pop culture can have over other cultural groups. Now, we've been discussing this a little bit about how the impact of the US Western culture has an effect on our other countries out there and our other cultures. And it's very difficult to measure how it has impacted on other cultures. The discussion in this section has a lot of different examples, and I please encourage you to read them on page 132 to 133. There's a discussion about media imperialism, and this is about how the domination or control is through the media. Electronic colonization, which is the domination through technology, and cultural imperialism, which is the domination through the spread of cultural products that also uses media imperialism. There are 5 ways of thinking about cultural imperialism. The first one is a sense of cultural domination. It's media imperialism by using that media. It's spreading nationalist discourse. It's a critique of global capitalism, and it's a critique of modernity. Within this, we have a lot of issues of the ethnic, cultural, and national groups that are trying to maintain their identity and their traditions and are constantly impacted by other cultures or dominant culture, which we mostly have used the US here. In terms of the example in figure 12, we have in China McDonald's, which is a sense of Western culture has impacted there. And you'll find McDonald's is almost everywhere in the world, and this is just showing the spread of US culture. We also have examples of how stereotypes can be enforced about amusement parks, such as the Lost City, which is a South African theme park, and how it contributes to the inaccurate portrayal of Africa. And it's basically reinforcing Africa's stereotype. In terms of this, we need to acknowledge that there is going to be barriers in popular culture. Moving on into page 133, they do have some examples and also an image of that lost city and how it was used to sort of create that, once again, that falseness that the America might portray Africa has, and how we need to also understand this in terms of how they might be getting mostly their own cultural products. We also need to wonder about the impact cultural imperialism does have. And do you feel that because you might be consuming so much US cultural artifacts, that it's had an impact on your national identity or your cultural identity? And we also need to remember that viewers as well are also active agents, which means that you are not a passive audience just consuming this, but that you might also have, control over what you want to watch.